to the republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Eccles.
We are back. It is Friday night, and Friday finds us tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. I'm here with Mark, and I'm here with Mr. Ryan Kelso is joining us tonight. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
How you doing, Mark?
Well, I got my coffee, so I'm staying warm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, I heated this room. I started heating this room up at like 12 o'clock today, so it'll be nice and toasty for us.
Yeah.
It is. It's fabulous.
I gave up of my physical health. I didn't go running today, no CrossFit, so I could prep this room, clean it. I even cleaned the spider webs out of the corners. We're all good to go.
Nice.
I'm very, very impressed. It's way cleaner than my man space.
It'll be that way for like a day or two. I got all weekend to destroy it.
You just wanted to get your computers working.
I wanted to get I leave this one out here, and it got so cold last week it wasn't actually running well. So I probably should take the MacBooks back in the house.
Back inside the house, right.
That's right. So, Mr. Mark, what have you done this last week that has been Second Amendment related? Okay,
yeah.
You been busy?
Yeah, we've been pretty busy. It's been pretty steady. I mean, it's I think for the year we're over 1,100 guns for the year.
Oh, wow.
Which is a good year.
Awesome.
Anything over 1,000 guns is pretty good usually. So,
not to jump right into the news stories, but you guys have sold how many? You said
over 1,100.
1,100. There was someone just sent me this right as you guys were pulling in the driveway. This year alone, we talked about that TSA story last year.
Yeah.
There was 22 guns alone that someone tried to get through. That people tried to get through in the TSA checkpoint at the Boise airport.
Yeah.
Nationwide, 4,000.
Through
Wow.
TSA.
Tried to get 4,000 guns through TSA.
That's like not checking them, trying to walk through the.
At this point,
Wow.
I don't want to delve into a news story right now, but it's not even. That's not even like you forgot about it. You're just trying at that point.
Right. No. Yeah.
So how many do you think got through?
Right. Oh, yeah, no.
I guess that's the question of the day. But do we got any thoughts from behind the gun counter?
Yes, actually, I do. So I get this a lot. All I do is, customers come up to the counter, they're looking, and I ask them if I can help them with anything. And then they proceed to tell me, oh, no, I have more guns than you guys do.
They do.
And I'm like,
Wow.
okay, I don't know what the point of that is,
The
but
question is, do they have as many high points as you have? In all those colorful camouflage.
I don't know. I mean,
Muddy girl.
Muddy girl. Awesome.
Then they go on to say, and they look at one. They look at the little micro 380s or something. Oh, I need to get me one of these little guns. And I'm sitting there like, well, I thought you had more guns than we do. You don't have one of those already?
Don't you like to know? So I got those guys that call me up. It's kind of like we talked about a while back. They want to take the class for me. And you can always tell they're older guys. And they call me up. And one guy's like, well, my name's so-and-so. And I spent this much time in the military. Spent this much time in law enforcement.
Credentials
and I've
all
done
over.
this and I've done that. And I teach what you teach. And I don't need to take your damn class, but I'm going to take it anyway. Okay. And your question was what?
Thanks for enlightening me.
Exactly. But no, are you guys selling more guns because Christmas is coming up?
Yeah, a lot of it is because of holidays and
Holidays.
gift giving and stuff. I think a lot of we get a lot more guys coming in saying I'm going to buy my wife or girlfriend a gun, and I tell them, I tell them, well, bring her on down here and let her pick it out, 'cause, I'm sure they probably end up with them most of the time,
But other than that, you've been selling guns. That's good. You haven't sold me any. I'm waiting for the PD-10 still.
you'd be waiting a while. Sounds like.
Shut up. So anyhow, before we jump to you, I got stuff out of order. I make this fancy little list, and I can never stay in order. Contact info. That's Mark's deal down there.
So if you want to get a hold of us, leave any questions or comments or anything like that, you can do so on the podcast hotline. The number is 1208-696-4397. You can also reach us by email at patriotdefense13@yahoo.com. And now brand new website. PatriotDefense13.com. Go on there. There's actually some blogs on there now talking about certain topics. Pretty good stuff on there. Go ahead and check that out.
I'm an esteemed author now. Actually, I just put all my shit down on the paper and hand it to my wife and say, punctuate it, make it into paragraphs.
I knew it wasn't you writing it.
I'll add pictures when you're done.
Right. Yeah, I knew it wasn't you writing it. It's too well written.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's like you knew me in high school. What about you, Mr. Ryan Kelso? What have you done this last week that's been Second Amendment related?
I think I've made a lot of Christmas presents also.
Did you?
Oh,
okay.
yeah. A lot of holsters for probably the guns that get sold at DMB.
Oh, yeah, because, you sell the holsters.
Yeah, I sell to them,
Mm-hmm.
and they did, like, their Black Friday really boosted some of my numbers.
I bet.
Just for the little, carry stuff that they have, plus just individuals, contacting me for random custom stuff.
Fantastic. Has anyone ventured out and done any shooting?
Ooh.
Yeah, me either. I will next week, but
we will tonight.
Yeah, we will wake up the neighbors.
Right?
Some people moved into the trailer right over there. Let's welcome them to the neighborhood.
Right.
So, anyhow, I guess I'll introduce you. You're Ryan Kelso with ROK Custom Holsters, and that's what you do. You're local. You're here in the Magic Valley, right?
Yeah, local Twin Falls. Yep.
And you make some cool holsters.
Kydex. Got to make sure,
Kydex.
thermal plastic, because I do get quite a few calls for like leather stuff.
You don't make any Uncle Mike's type stuff?
No canvas, no neoprene,
No nylon.
no nylon. Yeah, I actually saw a guy who had a shirt that said, don't let your friends wear nylon.
There you go.
And it kind of made me laugh because it was a holster builder.
No spandex.
No
holsters?
spandex. No,
God.
not yet.
Dang it! That's what I'm.
Maybe next time.
That's
Maybe
when I buy
next year.
When I buy my
2000.
High Point, I'm looking at something spandex.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
would
Leopard
be pretty
print.
amazing.
Leopard print.
Leopard. Well, I do prints, custom prints for
There
stuff.
you go.
But,
Well, how'd you get started in this?
most everybody who likes guns.
Right.
Not only do you like guns, but usually like gun accessories.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of a tinkerer anyways, a hobby. Got to find something to do, whether it be reloading or, you're holding a knife, make a knife, something like that.
Lucky I haven't cut myself yet.
Right. And I kind of, started looking, I started doing some competition shooting, and realized, of course, my holster wasn't the right kind of holster because everybody else had to have fancy holsters, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I just kind of looked into it, and I had actually a neighbor down the street. I was hanging out with my kids, walked by his house, and I was like, you have all the tools that I've been looking at online
There you go.
to purchase. I'm like, do you make Kydex holsters? And he was like, yeah, I do. And so I kind of started talking with him and hanging out with him a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he moved to Boise, and I was like, well, this is something I'm going to be doing now.
There's a hole in the market.
There's a hole in the market, so I'm going to fill it with my stuff.
Very nice. So I've it's not easy by any means. I tinkered around when I lived in Kansas for about 6 years, and then I moved back here. But I tinkered around with making some. I've had some little pieces of Kydex.
Yeah.
And I made. I saw him the other day when I was cleaning out one of my back rooms. I should have brought him in here because you would have got a kick out of him.
Oh Lord, I have a box.
So I took a pair of old waders
Uh-huh.
and I stacked the neoprene. I cut it and stacked it and I glued it to 2 pieces of wood. So I had a press.
So you had the press, yeah.
And so then I'd heat them up in the oven and then stick my unloaded gun in there and try to get form. They never did turn out, and they were blue and they sucked.
I did use a toaster oven when I first started.
Yeah.
Because that's when you Google it. That's what everybody uses is a toaster oven and
Yeah.
no couch cushions. I never use couch cushions to press anything. No.
Yeah. I decided I probably should stay away from things that are heated up to really
I
hot.
I went looking through my bin of old holsters, my original stuff, and some of them are pretty rough. I think I've come a long ways in the last couple of years.
I'm sure you have. I mean, I've seen some of your stuff. So, stay pretty busy doing that then?
Yeah. I mean, it's still hobby-ish
Yeah.
level. You know what I mean? It could be. I mean, some nights it's like I don't know if I'm gonna ever get stuff done with the real job plus holster stuff. And
Damn real jobs.
Yeah,
I got one too. It sucks.
Damn the man. But yeah, I mean, it's kept me busy for the last couple of years now.
Oh,
Just steady.
fantastic. Do you ever want to make the jump sometime if you got busy enough?
Oh, it makes me nervous. But yeah, I would like to. It'd be cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
I totally understand. It's just something to be said for, insurance.
Insurance and 401k and stuff like that.
And you got some little ones running around.
Oh yeah,
I've seen
I
your
do.
Facebook page.
I do. Yeah, I do.
So yeah, I told my wife whenever I talk about, hey, if I get busy enough, I should make the jump. She always looks at me a little bit.
Yeah.
She goes, I'd almost rather you be like really busy, like even during the weekend, than
Right.
have you make the jump.
Well, and I'm on a lot of forums like with Kydex guys and stuff like that. I mean, it's a pretty big community, and it's, they tell you it's
Yeah.
either you're
Feast
going
or famine.
Yeah, either you're going full time and you're making just shells for other company,
Right.
you know what I mean, or you're doing what I'm, doing kind of what I do.
So maybe you said this. How long ago did you get started doing this?
I was trying to look back like at my Facebook posts. That's what you know what I mean? Because
Right.
it's like, oh, look at me, look what I did. I'm so impressive. And I think it's been 3 years now.
3 years. Okay, because I know for a while there, and it was long. It was further back than that, but I can't even remember. It's when I lived in Kansas, so that was a while back. But every holster manufacturer was like months and months out. And that's when it was going huge, and concealed carry was this. I mean, it still is a big thing, but that's almost like when it sunk its teeth. People sunk their teeth into it, and it just took off.
Well, and that's what I kind of looked even online at some stuff. You know what I mean? It was like you could order a holster for your gun. And I was showing you, I brought a couple guns that are like an actual custom gun.
Yeah.
And it was like you said, oh yeah, it's a 6 week, 3 months lead. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to see it again.
Right.
And so I was like, there's got to be a better way.
So what's more your market? You're making like little stuff. You're making really super custom stuff for all the high speed players out there at the Drum Gun Club.
And that's funny you say that. It's kind of like
you've done norm stuff.
Yeah, with D&B, they kind of got me into the everyday stuff. You know what I mean? Like just I was in there looking for screws one day, I think, and we just kind of started talking. And I knew the manager from high school, and he just said. He's like, what do you need those for? And I was kind of like, oh, I make holsters on the side. And he was like, really? He's like, I got this shelf space right here.
Cool.
That I'd love to, if everything worked out, I'd love to have some of your stuff. And I was not commercial at all. You know what I mean? I was just making it for friends. And I was like, well, I can give it a shot.
Right.
Got a little bit more legit, got UPCs, stuff like that. And
yeah.
And so
UPCs?
Oh, yeah, we have to with D&B. Yeah, you have to have UPCs.
And D&B is very, they like to buy Idaho and like to buy local stuff. So they were fully on board with it.
That's cool.
And they just loved it. And it's amazing. I mean, really, it's really cool because, I mean, they carry, I think, 6 different ones here local.
Yeah.
And then the other stores that carry guns carry the Caltech, the PMR 30 holster. They just carry the one.
He was trying to sell me one the other day.
But I mean, that's
he's doing his job.
That's the one I make most of.
Those are. Honestly, I push his holsters the most.
Yeah,
because that's a lot.
I've seen the other ones.
It's not that brand, but I wear
like so much better.
That's like
I wear that style, and I always tell people, look, you're gonna go and you're gonna buy this cheap holster, and then a couple weeks later, you're gonna not like it, and you're gonna go to a different holster. And a different holster. And I've got a stack of holsters on top of my shelf.
Oh, yeah, everybody. I do too.
I mean, and you're going to go through these ones. And finally, the first time I ever went to a Kydex shell one, that's the last one I bought.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what I've stuck with.
It clicks in place. It locks in place.
Right.
It's fantastic. I mean, you were looking at that one over there. Granted, it's not yours.
Oh, yeah, no.
But I mean, it's great. That's great for appendix carry. Well, I like the Kydexes because it protects that trigger. So I've had leather ones, and I've never had a
G-code.
Yeah, Haley Strategic Incog.
Yeah, I've never. Glad you remember the name.
I know what the name is too.
And I've never actually had it, negligent discharge or accidental discharge or anything. But that leather wears out after a while, and
well, I mean, I've looked at videos online.
Scary. Yeah.
Of appendix carry guys, and they've got a leather holster, and they stick that gun in, you know what I mean, and they move, and that leather got in there with that trigger, and you don't recover from those those kind of gunshot wounds.
No, I like the click into place, that click.
Yeah, I mean that's like, this is my carry, and I cleared it. You can check it too, but I mean it's sturdy, and that's actually the one
appendix.
No, I carry it on my side.
That's pretty much like
right. That's outside. That's inside the waist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
knew that.
But that's one of the first ones I made for D&B.
And that's I was gonna say.
And that was my trial run to see if I like it. And I carry it. That's how I carry every day.
Nice.
Now you also do the trigger lanyard deal.
Yeah, I do. And I was gonna bring one of those out, and I totally.
Oh, hey, that's
I totally spaced it.
I like that because I actually just bought, and this is. I run.
Yeah.
And so I bought this like Hill People Gear running pack. And I've got a little holster in there with a Kydex shelf of another holster that I had that's velcroed into place. But if I ever want to use something else, those little holster clips would be perfect.
Those little, and I don't remember what the brand is, but the little clips that go on the back of your gun, You know what I mean? It bolts through like on
on the slide
Yeah, it has a little-
Right.
the plate.
the plate.
Yeah.
And oh man, and I just make, like you said, just a little.
But do you make the ones that go snap over the trigger guard?
And that's what it is. And I put a trigger guard on
There
it.
you
Right.
go.
With the lanyard.
So
and-
those ones that he's talking about, actually, the company that made those actually, Amend 2 out of Idaho Falls actually bought that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
they're actually doing those now. So
I've got a little LCP that I carry whenever just for,
yeah.
when I have really not tight clothes. Like,
So
I'm looking up here. We always try to glance at our
yeah.
Facebook Live there. It says, Jim says, my wife wants to find a good CC holster that she can use on Sundays. So, depends on how she wants to carry, I guess.
and that's
right?
just it too. The cool thing is, like, if you get a hold of me, like this is obviously mine that I carry because I wear a belt.
Right.
There are, I probably have 4, 5, 6 different type of little clips.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some that have a big clip on top so you can move it around really easy. Or there's even one it's an ultra clip is what it's called. And then it opens up almost like a suspender clip.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So when you clip it into your
And
pants,
it grabs.
it locks
It's got
down.
teeth, yeah.
And it doesn't move. And that's what I was going to tell you. That's what a lot of my friends that are runners, I've got Henry from the pack.
Yeah.
He bought one and he just loves it.
He doesn't run, but
He doesn't run, but when
No.
he exercises,
he doesn't
you know,
use it when he exercises.
then that's what he told me with his gym shorts. Maybe when he gets done.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
But that's what.
Sorry.
But that's what you can put it on gym shorts, click it in, and lock it on, and it won't move. It doesn't.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't go anywhere.
I might
You know
have
what
to check that out.
You don't need a belt. You don't need anything. You could clip it on your pocket. Stick it in your pocket, even a cargo pocket, and clip it on. It's not going to move
Right.
around or fall.
I'm going to have to check it out. I'm always open to, lots of different options for running. Cause
Fanny pack.
I-
Those are really nice.
Yeah, those are nice. Kind of.
Drill a hole in it.
I
tie the knot.
actually carried one on my waist.
some
and
granola in it.
And the problem you get. What'd you say? Granola.
put some granola in
You
it.
don't need. That's it. So there's this guy. I'm on this. We'll rehash this out because it was freaking hilarious. I'm on this running Facebook page, and there's a guy that had this little drawstring pouch, and it's a running, but it's like a running concealed carry.
All
and this
right.
guy was dead freaking serious. And it was this light leather, really lightweight leather with a drawstring. And he wore his gun in there while he was running, while he was doing some kind of mud race.
And it was some Chinese knockoff 1911 wannabe type thing.
Yeah, and he thought it was just on top of the world. I tried to explain to him nicely, hey, look, dude, it may hide it, but you're not protecting the freaking
you're not
trigger.
protecting
He goes, well, I just tell everyone that that's where I keep my granola. And then he opened it up and showed a picture of it. He goes, in fact, I did put my granola in there. The gun's in there. The granola's just pouring.
everywhere.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, great. There's many kinds out there.
Everybody.
But I know I wear in that chest pack, but I'm always looking for something else. So
Yeah.
I need to hit you up. But we fought. We don't say we fought, but we went back and forth on getting you on this podcast for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But it had to get good before I let people come on. For a while, Mark's been with me.
Yeah,
since
that's
the
why
beginning.
I got come on because I'm not,
No, Mark is going to help me. It was pretty chintzy at the beginning.
Helps you improve.
It was a little.
I was in on some of his first podcasts that aren't even
I
can't even find them
I
anymore.
erased them.
Yeah.
Just it's like,
No,
nope.
because this is Mark's first one, and he was nervous, and you could hear it. Yes, I sell guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he had this little thing set up over here, and I think you were using your wife's pantyhose or something for a filter.
for a
You know?
filter.
I mean, it was.
Put your lips up to the pantyhose.
That'll work.
It worked. It
She's
just.
only used them a few times. It's
I'm
fine.
kind of sitting here okay.
Oh.
I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah. What do I do with my hands?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you probably you had an idea it was going to be on Facebook, right?
What's that?
You had an idea it might.
Yeah.
be on Facebook.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna be on Facebook.
Okay, we try to do that. Once of these days, we'll get another computer and we'll have it on Instagram too.
Oh man, that'd be all right. That'd be fancy.
Oh, fancy! We gotta
Fancy.
buy our fancy guns for that.
Yeah.
So, what's your most common holster that you build that you make?
Well, like I said, for D&B, they do a lot of the Kel-Tecs, the PMR 30s,
Right.
and then the what is it?
Did Kelso
Did you
wear pants?
He did actually wear pants. Yes.
I did wear pants. Thank you, Forrest Anderson. I did wear pants. And then that Taurus, what is it? The
G2C.
G2C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of holsters for D&B.
Just basic in the
Just
waistband.
basic inside the
Well,
waist.
yeah,
and
we
then-
sell we've sold probably over 200 of those this year.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Keeping.
So
Well, maybe not all the holsters.
not the whole, not
the
maybe
holsters.
the holsters.
but,
Oh,
but
I was gonna
there's
say.
a few holsters, that have gone out
Right.
with them. So
me and my wife kind of joked about it. It's like I kind of thought D&B would be a one-time thing, You know, like you'd sell them.
Empty the rack.
Yeah, or even sell them 20 and they would sit there full and never.
Right.
And it's between the Twin Store and Meridian. I usually get an email every other week.
Nice.
Which fills, 5, 6, 10.
So I send people in to D&B to look at your holsters all the time because if someone, there's a lot of people in my classes. I lecture them on good holsters, quality holsters. Don't go buy an Uncle Mike's. Don't go buy some nasty leather thing you find at Sportsman's Warehouse or whatever. I tell them, if you want a good holster, it needs to be a custom type holster, and you probably need to order it online. Till I found out you sold them over at D&B. Now I just send people over there.
Well, and that's what I told Mark. I might just give him my number. If somebody comes in and says, hey, I have such and such gun, I might have him hit me up on Facebook. I don't really have a website. I've kind of thought about going that direction, but then you're open to the whole world, and it's just like...
You gotta be ready to make that commitment.
You do, and that's the commitment thing. You've got to be ready to go that big step. And I kind of like having a little bit of a life and hanging out with my kids sometimes.
Yeah, my kids are. I got 2 little ones, and most of them are up and out of the house. I'm actually a grandpa now too.
Oh man, no, I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
they're still way too little for that. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Well, I've got one that's 22 and one that's 5.
Oh yeah, that's big.
It's a big gap.
Big gap.
So, what's the craziest holster that you've made? Because you can make some pretty fancy stuff, right?
Oh man, yeah, you can make anything. Like probably the biggest thing probably would be like I've made some for guys like for Glocks, the 34 for competition stuff.
Right.
But then they want to make it an optic ready gun. And so then it has the rail mount, optic mount that goes underneath and then runs up over the gun. And then it has the optics on top, and you don't realize I make all that stuff. And then it has big dents in it and, places where it's going to catch kydex and not pull out.
Right.
And so then you got to figure out how to mount all the way around that and still make it hold on to it so it's not going to fall out when some dude goes running, chasing down.
Damn, Norm was difficult, wasn't he?
Norm is one of my best customers.
Oh, Norm is awesome.
And his stuff does always turn out really good.
His stuff looks freaking cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
It looks pretty sick.
And that's the fun part. You can do I brought this one that has sugar skulls on it.
Yeah.
And it's blue, it's
pretty cool looking.
It's just that's mostly for like USPSA 3-gun stuff because it is a little bit of a showboat thing, you know what I mean? It's like, oh hey, look how bright my gun is, or look how bright my holster is, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, look at me. You got a fancy gun. So what I may do then, just for everyone, is it's going to be really hard to show these, obviously, even on Facebook Live.
Right.
So maybe some of these more interesting ones, like the Sugar Skull one, I'll take pictures of them, and I can put them in the show notes, post them up on my Facebook page.
Yeah, there you go.
And that would be cool. I don't know how to, I'm not smart enough to tag you.
Right.
In my business page, I can't get that shit figured out.
Right. So, I'm kind of the same way. I just tried, and I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
next time.
It doesn't. Well, I've been trying for years. I can't do it. So like a basic whole. I guess you can tell us what you charge. You can tell us what D&B charges. I don't know. What's a basic holster for like one of those?
So I think like
small ones or whatever. What is it?
They're inside the waist ones.
Okay.
Because that's what we carry mostly. They when they came to me was like inside the waist. And I think they're right at 40 some bucks, 46 or something like that. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think you're really close.
Right.
And then like
really
the
close.
Larger outside the waist ones are it's like 60.
I think the like the PMR 31. I think we're running at right at 60.
That's really good because you're getting a decent holster, and you for the same price that you go buy some shit holster,
right,
3 aisles over.
Mm-hmm. So I usually tell people like if a basic holster inside the waist, your basic like this small frame's 45,
right,
large frame's 55, and then outside the waist it's kind of the same thing. Small frames 45, large frames 65.
Right.
You get a little bit more kydex in this one. You know what I mean? But you got to kind of...
What if you make a real fancy one?
Oh, the fancy ones, now they go up a little bit more in price.
Like something for Norm.
Oh, man, Norm, he's watching.
Not his cut rate, but just what something like that. Fancy, it looks like it's double kydex.
Yeah, like this one I brought. I make drop offsets. I kind of go through a guy in Buell and use water. He water jets them for me, so I charge a little bit extra for that kind of stuff. Just because
I know that guy.
Yeah, you know that guy. Sneaker Design.
Yeah.
And so I have to have certain things cut and made because you can order it and buy it. Like this one I've ordered and had a guy make it, the drop offset. But it goes from like my custom ones that are for USPSA. They could start from 95, go to 125.
Still, that ain't bad.
Still, it isn't
That's not
terrible. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you how much I spent on the holster that I
Oh,
carry.
I know. I've looked at some that go pretty pricey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but his came with Wi-Fi
Shut
and a
up.
cup
Yeah,
holder.
dude.
And
I didn't even
Cup
bring
holders.
it out here because I figured you just make fun of me.
No, but you can go grab it. We can take an intermission. I'd love to see it.
I'll grab it afterwards.
I don't make fun of people.
It's a keeper's concealment holster.
Oh, I've never even heard of it.
I paid $200.
I'd never
for a
heard of it
foam
either.
wedge.
So,
I think I have heard of
and
it.
that's
Yeah,
so that's
I do
that's
know what
actually
you're
one of the
talking
I
about.
didn't even get
questions
the damn sticker.
for an appendix carry holster for a 1911 Commander.
What's a good appendix carry holster for? Well, the answer is a ROK Custom Holster.
It really is, yeah.
So, but you would make something for that, right?
I could make a. Is Commander? Is it a full size? Then I think it is.
Don't know.
Commander's
To 1911, I just don't.
I have one, and it's
Crap.
Commander's like the mid-size one.
the mid-size. Yeah, I would just say contact me, and like I said, if it's a small frame for like a basic black, they start at about 45.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Okay. Cool.
And like I said, the two tones, the laminates where there's two tone, and then there's a little bit more hardware involved, which people don't think seems expensive. You know what I mean? But
good hardware makes and breaks the holster, though.
I mean, there's this with this one. There's different things that keep it in for like that's more for USPSA. You can quickly release it and and
right.
retention it back up pretty quick for like a more of a running scenario and stopping. You don't want your gun falling out, or like 3-gun. It's pretty important to not have your gun fall out when you're shooting your shotgun. Stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Weird, right? Yeah, weird.
So, what about you? Can make mag holders too,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's what
I was looking over there.
I'll pass it over to you if you want to look at this.
Pretty
one.
fancy. Can we borrow these for a minute?
Yeah.
Can you type his number, contact info? Okay, we're gonna type his contact info up on Facebook Live.
So like that one is AR pouches, pistol pouches. I didn't make the big shotgun caddy, but I actually made the other, the single row shotgun caddy.
Oh wow. Okay, got it. So this Norm has something like this.
Yeah, that'd be something like normal carry.
The freak. So you compete out there too, then?
What's that? Yeah.
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 I'm always doing classes on Saturdays.
Well, I
People
think
always
they're gonna
ask
try.
me.
They have one this weekend. I think they're gonna run a little bit on Sunday. Just saying.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
It's cold, dude.
It is cold.
I got healthy
And that's what this one.
lost a bunch of insulation.
So
and
like
now I
this
can't
one
go.
runs. This goes into that belt.
Okay.
So that would be like a 3-gun.
Oh, okay. It's like a quick. That's pretty slick.
Yeah. And then you can set up all different. You can.
Does that lever adjust the tension?
Yeah.
So
this.
you spin it. It's like on a.
So when you're running, you leave it down. You know what I mean. And then when you're ready to draw, you just flick it up and pull the gun out.
Oh.
And that's what opens it up to
Look
make
at
it.
that.
But that locks it down. Like with 3-gun, you got to crawl through barrels sometimes to be on the ground.
Right.
And if that gun comes out, you're disqualified.
That is cool.
So you want to be able to make sure it stays in.
Look at that. So
Yeah.
you made one for a guy over at Washington Street Pond that you had magnets in it or something.
Yeah, that one
Explain that, because that's cool.
That one was pretty interesting. It has a light, and I think the light is a verdant.
Viridian.
Yeah,
It's got a laser on it, or is it a light?
it's got a light and a laser,
Viridian.
and then they use in their holsters, and so is mine. If you put a magnet in the right spot, it actually turns the light off. But then when you pull it off, it turns it back. So when you pull it out of the holster, it turns the light
So you
off.
don't have to worry about your battery going dead.
Your battery doesn't go dead. You slide it in and shut it off. And then Forrest had a pretty scenario where he didn't know, how to get the holster made or
Right.
who to go through because, it was a Beretta 92, which not a lot of... Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome
Those are
gun.
Awesome.
It actually was. It was a Wilson Combat one. So, it was...
Oh, it was
beautiful gun.
It'd been through the shop.
It was a beautiful gun, and it was
Nice.
for a great cause.
It was.
But I told him, we can figure it out. You know what I mean? And that's the fun part. That's the part I like.
You're being creative.
I like give it to me. We'll figure something out. You know what I mean? And sure enough, I just epoxied in a magnet and offset it enough so it wouldn't touch it. And so as soon as you pulled it out, that light and laser came on. You put it back in, it shut it off.
That is cool.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That's really awesome.
Kudos to them for making it. You know what I mean? That is a pretty cool idea. And I just kind of
But you're able to capitalize on that.
capitalize, just make it for make it for a good guy.
So so we've covered handguns, we've covered mag carriers. Now I know, and I don't know if he ever got a hold of you. My old boss retired, and he was looking for something for one of his rifles.
Oof.
Did anyone get a hold of you?
I have not had someone get a hold of me for a rifle. No.
He was looking for, I don't know what kind of rifle it was, but he just wanted to have something a shell to put over it when he put it in the actual case.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know if that's possible, but call him.
The hardest part for me is, however big it is, my press that my foam press or my stuff like that is, I think 18 by 18.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if anything bigger than that, I'm gonna have to get it the.
But see, I think he just wanted one for, just part of the rifle, just to go in the middle.
Like over the receiver.
I tell people, get a hold of me, come
Not
over,
a rifle guy.
and let's brainstorm it.
Yeah.
Like I had a guy that had a semi-automatic, but it was like I can't remember what kind of gun it is now, but it's a fully automatic. It was, I'll have to look it up. I can't remember what it is.
Right.
now.
You're fine.
But it didn't have a buttstock on it. You pull the handle out and turn it, and there's no cheek weld. It's just 2 bars that come out.
Right.
And so he's like, can you make a cheek weld for this? He's like, I had a guy back east. I sent him the buttstock part of it. He kept it for like 8 months. Sent it back.
I'd be
nothing.
pissed.
And nothing. He's like, no response from him. He just sent the buttstock back. And so I told him, and this is like a $3,000 gun. I said, well, come over to my house.
Bring the gun.
Plan on staying for an hour or two, and let's just figure something out.
Right.
And now, I'll find pictures and send it to you. But it turned out pretty slick, and he says it works great.
Oh, cool. What about knives? You do stuff for knives?
I do stuff for knives. I
don't have a holster for my knife.
Yeah. The hard part with that is I'm using the same amount of Kydex
Right.
for a knife that I'm using for a gun. And
So when you charge like $60 for, people are going,
I just want to put that in my pocket. You know what I mean? It's like, it's still going to be.
I've tried. It hurts without the holster.
$65. Yeah.
They're making fun of me over here.
What are they? Who is?
Gus is. He's saying you're just because I have to have everything like placed out right, and
oh yeah,
he's texting me. He's making fun of me.
We've got like 5 people.
Yeah, we lost feed there for a little bit, and I don't know what happened.
The heck?
It said due to poor wireless connection, so I got off your Wi-Fi.
Oh,
to try and help it out a little bit.
It's your fault.
It's probably my fault.
So what's the we have a saying here. You haven't listened to the podcast, but you will now, right?
I will now, yeah.
So we have the saying we call #FancyGun,
mm-hmm.
and it's literally that refers to crappy guns like
high
points,
yeah,
skies.
So what's the crappiest gun that
probably
you've made?
High point.
You've actually made?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, really nice two-tone.
Does that thing use like twice the amount of Kydex?
I just told the guy, I said, I feel really bad that this ugly gun doesn't have somewhere pretty to sleep. Sometimes, ugly things need beautiful things. And so I made him this carbon fiber outside, red on the inside. I said, really, the holster's probably going to cost more.
I was going to say.
More than the gun did. But, people.
Oh, he was probably super proud of it.
Oh, man. People brag on high points that they are the best guns ever.
You know what? They shoot.
They never jam.
We have this conversation like every podcast.
Oh, yeah. You can throw it in the mud.
They do. They shoot.
They shoot.
They shoot.
The classes that I've been at.
Yeah.
When somebody's rocking a high point, I want to reach out and just grab the slide.
Yeah.
Because it's so slow.
They're so freaking slow.
It's slow motion.
Yeah.
It really
I
is.
swear I could just be like,
yeah.
It's amazing.
The 380s are insane.
Oh, my buddy has the rifle.
The carbine.
The 9mm carbine. Dude, that is the most...
That's fun to shoot, though.
It's the most fun gun to shoot because it's...
You can burn through some 9
and it's just... Well, you can kind of. It's only 10-round mag.
Yeah,
because they only have those little bitty... Oh, man.
That's why you go with the Kel-Tec, because then you can put 33 rounds in it.
There you go.
Well, and I've got a PCC, that 42-round mag for mine. But there's something about shooting that high-point rifle that is just like, boof! Boof! Waiting for that slide to come back because it's slow, just like the pistols.
That's crazy. So, around here, so do you sell holsters around here? Do you do a lot of stuff like across the U.S.? Where's the furthest you've ever sent anything?
I've shipped some stuff to Texas, to Florida.
How'd they hear about you?
I have no idea. I asked the one guy how he heard about me, and he's like, I looked you up on the internet, or I looked up Kydex holsters on the internet, and you came up.
Oh, sweet.
And I was like...
And you don't even have
I don't even have a website.
No website,
no real presence.
You need to get a website, buddy.
I think I might, yeah.
You might need to.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I've made what's the store in Oregon for D&B?
Well, we have like the Ontario, Baker City, or Pendleton.
Pendleton. I've had a couple guys contact me from Pendleton.
Really?
Because they've seen they only carry the one holster in there.
Okay.
And so then they just asked, "Hey, what else do you make?" And I said, "Well, whatever you want." You know what I mean?
Oh, sweet.
And so the one guy had a Kel-Tec that he wanted a left-handed holster, but more of a taco shell, the wraparound kind.
Right.
I was like, yeah, sure. Got his information, sent it off, and away you go.
Do we lose our feed again?
Every time I update the comments, it
off, so. We've had problems with our internet. I'm about ready. I don't have much of a choice of internet out here.
Yeah, no.
So I'm kind of stuck. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the really surprising part. Like, I figured it was someone who knew me on Facebook,
right,
or was friends with somebody who knew me on Facebook, because that's kind of mostly my most, or the advertising. And you just pick up a few new people every time on Facebook. One day it'll be 200 people like you, 300 people. And I kind of, then I scroll through to see who it is and no idea who they are.
That's
it's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
So, well, I know we have people in Michigan that listen to us, so maybe we'll get something from out of Michigan.
Well, and it's pretty cool, too. Like you two, I see you have the sweater on.
Yeah.
And, like, it's kind of neat. Like, you'll see somebody, because I'll send, people just call, hey, do you do sweaters or shirts? And, yeah, sure. And,
just keep talking. Ignore that.
Yeah. And they'll be like, and then you'll see one in town, somebody walking around with your sweater
on.
Oh,
it's cool.
Like, oh, wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. Or you see a sticker on somebody's window. You know what I mean?
I followed a guy home. This is few years ago, window stickers.
Yeah.
And it was snowy, and where was I coming back from? It was like 1:00 in the morning, and I was doing some work thing, and I was coming back, and I was tired, and I was about ready to fall asleep at the wheel. It was snowy, it was icy, and I pull into Twin, and some dude's leaving Chobani. He pulls out in front of me, and he's leaving, and I look over there, and I'm like, what's on the back of his car? They have Patriot Defense window sticker. I followed that dude all the way to Filer because I lived in Filer. But it was like, I swear I told myself that's what kept me awake. I was so freaking excited when I saw that.
Yeah, it's cool to be local, be little.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, hey, that guy's got my stuff.
So you do window stickers then?
Yeah, we've got some stickers, stuff like that.
We need to trade.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
We'll trade sometime.
Oh, I brought some with me. I brought all sorts of stuff.
Dude.
Do you want to see it? What I brought just for you?
Yes.
So I was listening to...
Now I'm going to have... I will say...
Or you want to wait?
Anticipation is killing him.
Have
I can
you
tell.
seen it yet? You didn't look in the little box?
I didn't look in the little box yet.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you the story or you want me to wait?
I want to hear the story.
Tell the story.
Build it up. I want the build up.
I'll take one for the podcast.
We usually listen to the radio, with your...
God, what I say on the radio?
You were talking about the hockey pucks.
Oh, yes.
At the college.
They didn't agree with me.
And you said, you thought actually, you said that the school gave out hockey pucks for people because they can't carry weapons.
Yeah.
And if you see something, everybody throw the hocky puck.
Yeah.
So we talked about this on the podcast, too.
Did you talk about the podcast?
I said if you hit them with 3 hockey pucks, is that a hat trick?
Yeah, it probably is. But you said, at least they're giving them something.
Right.
And I thought to myself, I know you run. And so what I made for you, if you couldn't carry your gun.
Oh, dude, that is awesome.
That is so
I made you a hockey puck. I bought you a hockey puck and made you a hocky puck holster.
That is awesome.
It is.
A hockey puck holster. That is the first I've ever seen.
Dude.
That is awesome.
I like it.
And I'm not going to lie, it's probably not my idea, but I did make it the fanciest one I think I've seen.
That is actually cool.
That is probably the first and only one you'll ever see.
I love it.
And that has...
I'm going to wear it proudly.
So this is kind of like how you're saying...
I can't carry a firearm.
When you said how custom can you get, you know what I mean? So that's like a basket weave Kydex.
That's cool.
And then, two-tone with the brown.
Oh my goodness.
That is
And
cool.
I tried it out, so I'm playing with it at the house, you know what I mean? And you clip it on, and you stick your finger on the bottom, and it just pops right out.
Right into your hand. And then it's like...
And then you just throw it, man.
You know who's going to end up breaking a window with that, right?
I don't know. I'm
My freaking 5-year-old.
I kind of want one for a yo-yo now.
So I'm just saying. And that's what I do. I mean, I've made random...
So you've made random stuff for people?
Random stuff for people. Usually it's people I know, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, can you make me...
That is so
That
cool.
is cool.
That is cool.
That is the only time you'll probably ever see
I've made a couple like
holster.
GoPro holders.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Instead,
you ever made anything for drones or anything?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we could, yeah.
I don't do drones, but I know people that do. That is freaking cool.
But yeah, I was super stoked, and I didn't know how well it would turn out.
Oh, it turned out
You know
great.
what I mean? And then when I got it done, and because it was a little bit of a rush project.
Did your wife ask you what the hell you were making?
No, I told it to her. I told her. She ordered the hockey pucks for me on Amazon. So
Freak.
bought a 6-pack, just saying. So
But
if you need more,
I'll put them
you never know. It might be a thing. I might
This,
start,
my friend, is when I go to the post office.
Right,
Flipping
yeah.
this baby on.
Don't have a knife, don't have a gun, hockey puck.
There you go. Sweet. That is fantastic.
And I thought maybe a can of chew, but they are actually different sizes. But
Yeah.
you could probably tighten it down.
I don't chew, but I like the hockey puck. And I'm going to wear that
That is
to
cool.
the radio show, too. And I guarantee you they're going to think that's the funniest thing
Well-
ever because they both stared at me like I was nuts. Kind of like
You'll
and Tarver
never,
did
you'll
when I
never
was in.
see one
Well,
ever.
I talked to Forrest today a little bit, and he's like, I see how you are. You've not even met Todd yet, and you're making him stuff. And I got something I need to make, and yeah.
We're already getting comments on it too.
On the hockey. Oh, my God. Yeah, there we are. Gus, he's diehard up there.
I thought it was fun, I like doing fun. You know what I mean? Fun.
Oh,
random,
yeah. Random stuff.
Random stuff. You know, you got to have a little bit of fun instead of just busting out the same stuff over and over and over.
Oh,
again.
yeah, you got in. So you said like your mainstay is kind of these type of holsters,
Right.
So my mainstay is my enhanced permit type classes.
Right.
And whenever someone calls me and they want to do a private class or they want to learn something specific, or I have my women's class, I didn't get to do those all the time, so that's what I really enjoy doing.
Yeah,
Kind of
it's
like
fun.
you making the fancy stuff.
Oh yeah, the fancy stuff's it's
It's like
fun.
where you can just be
Yeah.
outright creative and get it
Yeah.
done. So
Well, and like the prints, especially, like you say, fancy stuff. I got with a guy. He's actually in Alaska,
yeah,
and he prints the Kydex for me.
they print them like on a big printer.
He's got a big printer that prints it.
So what's the craziest design you've done?
Oh man, like this one's been pretty good, and I've sold a few of those, and then a lot of people just say, hey, can you make this image? And as long as it's a crisp, like image, computer, a vector image
Right.
or something like that, they can print anything
Freaking
within limits. But like I've made a My Little Pony one that turned out, what
for
I mean?
who was that for?
It was for one of my friends that shoots competitions.
That's cool.
And she was like, I want, we kind of joked about it. And like when I first did it, it sounds silly, but I did like a temporary tattoo on it.
Right.
Just to, ha type of thing. And she was like, well, I want one of those for real. And so then I started looking it up and looking into it. And I found the guy and he's like, oh yeah, we can print whatever you want on it. So she's got a big old My Little Pony on the side of her competition
That's
holster.
sweet.
Yeah.
Can you imagine with Patriot Defense on it?
Oh, I tell you,
Do it.
you could do your logo.
That
Yeah,
would be
you could.
cool. I could maybe make
especially one like this.
Yeah.
Where it's big. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You could do your logo easy.
maybe I'd do that for my G19 since I've already got the logo engraved into the slide. That'd be cool.
Like the taco shell ones, it's harder to do a logo on it
because they wrap.
Yeah, they're wrapped and they're
Yeah.
smaller. But like I've done quite a few, like with flags, and you get a little bit of the stars and then stripes on the one side, so it looks kind of neat, and then it
Right.
goes around, stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
It's fun,
Check.
and that's the fun part. You know what I mean? And they're really good with if I text her, the guy's wife, and say, hey, this is what I need. Can you adjust it a little bit? And she's great with Photoshop, and man, she's just knocked it out of the park for me
Oh, that's
to
cool.
make just to make the designs really neat.
Sweet. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to keep that in mind. That
And they seem to stay on. I run that one in USPSA, and it stays. You run past barrels and sit down and
Oh,
check,
yeah.
and smack on things.
it's not
and
wearing out
Yeah,
by
it-
any means.
I can't grind it off. Like I've rubbed on it with sandpaper just to see, and it's not ink. It actually infuses into the Kydex.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I've been asking all the questions. Mark, you got any?
No, I'm trying to keep up with the questions on the Facebook Live.
we
I can't even read them. It's too small of a screen for me. So.
We're getting lots of activity actually up there tonight. To
it's
be
pretty
honest, with
good.
you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I hope our feed's still good. So
Shane, the guy asking about the Commander, 1911 Commander, said it'd be a 4 1/4 inch barrel.
yeah,
Yeah. It's just basic black. That's right in the $45 range.
Yeah,
Depending on sometimes like the different clips, and that's what I go through. People like some of the clips cost more just because they're actually branded.
right.
Like I can order the ones like those that are angled, the one that you have on your G code or whatever, and they cost a little bit more.
Sure.
But like in some of the ones I have, I don't know if I brought one. Does that one say "Made in USA" on the outside of it?
No.
It might on the inside. Like those ones cost a little bit more, but
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? And I kind of dig those. Those are like, that's
cool.
yeah, that's cool.
So another question for you. So you've made holsters for a lot of different handguns and stuff. So once you make one, you've got the mold down, right? Is that the way it works? How does that work? Do you need a handgun?
Depending on the gun, like that deal with Forrest, I'll make it for example. I did not have a Beretta 92
sure,
with that light.
right?
It's just you're not going to find it
with the light
with
combo.
that specific light combo. You're not going to find a mold gun. That's what like this is right here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I ordered the mold gun of the 92, and then got his light and put it on it.
Okay.
And that way I don't need the gun. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like a lot of times, like even if I have a guy, like I had a couple guys or a guy in Florida ask for it was kind of a random gun. I don't remember what it was, but I didn't have the mold gun for it. But I kind of figure if I have more than one or two people asking for it, I'm going to make the money back.
You buy the mold gun.
So I just order the mold gun, say, hey, it's going to be 2 weeks. Once I get the mold gun here,
gotcha.
we'll bust it out.
But if it's a new enough firearm that there's no mold gun yet, you'd have to use
that's
the
where
firearm
being local, I gotta, you gotta have to have the firearm. Yeah.
right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what about a revolvers? You do a lot of stuff for revolvers?
Yeah, I did some revolvers when I first kind of started, and I kind of shied away from it.
Are they more because they're more in depth because they're just
Well, they're really, they're
they're
large.
bulky.
Yeah, they're bulky, and then
they're
they get
round.
really small.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to kind of You can do it, and I can do it a lot better now. I mean, I struggled with it at first,
Right.
but most revolver guys, they kind of they want that leather look too. I mean, I don't want it just seems like
Most of the revolvers are shiny. And they
yeah,
don't
you know
wanna-
what I mean. Yeah, you fear that sliding in sound, and
Yeah.
where I mean, I've got my M&P. I want that wear on it. You know what I mean? I'm like, I use this gun. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like this is legit.
It's kind of like my old Scout. I don't mind a few scratches on it because I use it.
I got an old Jeep. I'm the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's like your VP9 versus my VP9.
Is yours pretty spotless?
Oh, it's always spotless because
Oh,
I
mine-
don't holster it. I don't carry it. So.
Yeah, I'll carry the hell out of mine.
Yeah, that's how I'm. I can carry stuff.
That's just a range.
But yeah, I
gun
mean,
for
I can
me,
do
so.
revolvers, and I don't mind doing them. It's just it's a little bit more time consuming, and I don't have any mold guns for revolvers. I haven't seen a whole lot of mold guns for revolvers,
Right.
so I would need it.
Okay.
So
Well, that's cool. I just thought I'd get that. So they can find you on Facebook
they can find me on Facebook.
under ROK Custom Holsters.
Yep, ROK Custom Holsters. Yep,
No website.
no website as of now.
Your number and email and stuff is on. Do you have an email?
Yeah, I do. ROKCustomHolsters@gmail.com.
Okay, and that should be all be on your.
It's
Facebook
all on the
page.
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. And I'll link all this.
And like if you're in Twin, a lot of the gun stores like Washington Street Pawn.
yeah, they got your cards.
Yeah, DVD,
I've got a pile of them in my
I
classroom.
put a whole stack of them out just for people, just because
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I get people. I had a lady contact me from your class just recently that was like, "Hey, I need a holster made," and it's like, "Yeah, just let me know." You know what I mean? Just
I think
what
she.
it is.
I think she lives here in Buell. She took
Yeah.
a women's class a while back. I think.
and it's really crazy too. That's the fun part. I mean, too. You meet so many people that are involved, that love guns,
Oh yeah.
and it ends up. My wife always makes fun of me because it ends up being an hour-long conversation with this dude.
It's awesome.
About nothing, and then 5 minutes of, oh yeah, this is my gun. I want a blue holster.
yeah.
Thanks. See you later. You know what I mean? It's just really cool.
So do you do that thing where you're in town and someone will like, hey, how you doing? And you're like, I built you a holster, but that's all I remember.
That's all I remember. Well, and I have guys call me, hey, you made me this holster. I need another one. It's like, oh yeah, you okay?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I can't go to town without someone in the grocery
Yeah.
store. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, pretty good. How are you doing? And wife's like, who was that? I'm like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Who that was.
When I felt really bad too, because we moved recently, like a year ago or so, and I never met the guy. You don't meet the people you sell your house to.
Right.
Well, the guy that lives there now, his name's Ryan.
Oh man.
So my fear was, somebody showing up. Hey, you made me this holster. Can you make me another one? Is Ryan here? You know what I mean? It's just like,
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's happened.
I don't know. I hope not.
I hope not.
He might be making holsters now too. You never know.
I hope not. I think you're the only one. You're the only one in the really. This
I know
area.
a few.
Is it?
I've heard of a few and stuff like that. But nothing.
I think you're the big name in town,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
You're the big dog.
Big dog in town. Yep.
Big dog in town.
And like I know I do have some stuff. Like I said, the stores up in Boise with you guys, and then Hawk Tech up there in Boise, which they kind of gear more towards competition shooting. 3-gun and
Right.
USPSA and stuff. And he carries a couple of the competition style holsters.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else you want to add? I think we've covered a lot of it. Unless I missed something.
Unless you want to look at this thing on there, but we can.
So yeah, we need to look at this because I'm insanely jealous at this point, and you got it for a steal too.
Oh, this is a heirloom.
But it's a family heirloom.
It's an heirloom now, and I am.
You heard about this?
Yeah, you told me about this.
Super proud to have this, and I mean, this does mean a lot.
Was I
to
the
me.
first guy you sent a picture to and said, "Look at this"?
Well, I did. Yeah, you were. Yeah, because I knew how bad you wanted one. I've heard.
Oh man, M1 Garand with manufactured by International Harvester.
Yeah.
This will look good in my Scout.
You didn't tell me it was Ryan that got that. You told me
did you know-
somebody
so-
you knew.
Oh, I thought I said it was Ryan.
No.
My wife's uncle told me specifically because he might be listening to this now, but he listens to you on the radio, and he
Oh,
said,
really?
"I can't sell it to you."
Did he really say that?
He said, "No, I just."
He probably did. I want one. I
Oh, and
haven't.
it shoots, man. We've shot it. We had a World War II shoot for USPSA, for the 3-gun, and we took it, and it was you had to have World War II era guns. And
Yeah.
Forrest put it on, and oh man, that thing just runs like a dream.
I bet.
It was
It
so
is.
much fun. And I was gonna bring all the paperwork for it.
Oh, it's okay. I just needed to see it stamped international. That just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's cool. It runs. It
I need one
shoots.
for each Scout.
Right?
I need 6.
Right. I don't think they make AMC guns, so I don't need one for my Jeep.
There you go. But well,
No, this was fun. This is a hoot.
This is Do you
that
want
is
to
cool.
stick around for a few more minutes?
Yeah,
we got a few more minutes.
Yeah,
we got about 10 minutes we can burn up here. Do you want to touch on any of these news stories, Mr. Mark?
Well, it sounds like a lot of the same stuff is happening in different areas.
Go figure. They're still building the machine.
It's that red flag law. I Texas of all places. I would never thought Texas, but it sounds like they're trying to, and it's all obviously the gun grabbing groups are trying to get this red flag law passed in Texas,
right?
Which really all that is just a confiscation of people who legally own firearms.
Neighbor telling on neighbors, family members turning someone in.
So the only thing that's going to accomplish
a long time to get it back too.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
they've already shot a guy over it.
the only thing that's going to accomplish is legal law-abiding citizens getting their guns taken away.
Yeah,
That's not what you have to worry about. It's the people who are criminals, shouldn't even be owning a gun in the first place. The mentally disturbed people, stuff like that.
Right.
I mean,
it's just part of their plan. So I combine that with this other story I have about we talked about on the radio today that New Jersey and their magazine ban. Anything over 10 rounds is illegal, and people are asking, well, how are we going to? Because you have to get rid of them, or all of a sudden you're a felon at that point.
Well, I heard they were pushing too, and I don't know how true this is, that off-duty police officers
can't
either.
They actually had a thing that they signed, a document that came out. If you can carry them if you're law enforcement, but if you're off duty, you cannot.
You can't carry it.
You can't even own any. They've got to stay with your stuff. So, but
that is so ridiculous.
So their big thing is, how are they going to enforce this? How are they going to get those magazines out of people's hands? Well, multiple articles have come out, and one of them said that law enforcement they're not taking off the table that law enforcement would go door to door looking for these things. And people always say, well, they're never going to come to your house. They're never going to go door to door. But why would they have to? They're not going to have to. All they got to do is push through the red flag laws. All of a sudden, your neighbors are telling on you. They don't have to go door to door to do anything.
Yeah.
They're getting. Where else did we see this? Neighbors telling on neighbors. Where else did we see this? I don't know.
Well, I'm sure California.
Well, Germany, the Nazis, that kind of thing.
Yeah, California. No.
Yeah, that too.
But I mean, even New Orleans, you know what I mean, when they had the hurricane.
Yeah.
And they say, they didn't do anything. It's like they went door to door checking people's houses for firearms.
Yeah,
it
can happen.
Martial law, you know what I mean? There's no guns.
And it can happen. And I think we're closer to it than what people think. And people look at me like I'm nuts, but you start combining all these pieces of what I call the machine together. They're building something, and if they get the chance in a couple of years, all the framework is there, man. All the structure is there.
I think this is actually this is like local. I understand that, but across the country, we need exactly what's going on right here in this room. You have different elements from the gun world, holsters, training, sales. Everybody needs to kind of stick together on this. Because if they're coming, that's the only way we're going to beat the machine is to stick together.
Right.
So
and it's paying attention. It's sticking together. It's paying attention to your leaders, your political leaders, state, national, local leaders, everyone from the ground floor all the way up. Let them know that you're not going to stand for this. Let them know what you want. So everything kind of ties together today. So there's another article, was a Washington article. Okay, about Washington State. Now, I forget the name of the whatever that they passed in Washington, but they mandated all the firearms and the training, and you have to lock it up and all this stuff. Well, you know what? They got a foot in the door. Yeah. That passed. And there's a whole list there that came out of what they're going to aim for in Washington State in 2019, and it won't stop. As worse or just as bad. And they're just going to keep going and going and going until you let them know with your votes. But I don't want to say it's too late for Washington State, but once they're in, it's really hard to get those things back off the freaking books.
Right. And
especially, I don't know, it's a scary deal, man.
Look at the Clinton ban. Look how long it took for it to even somewhat kind of go away. You know what I mean?
Didn't it? It sunsetted, didn't it?
Yeah. And that's the only way they got rid of it.
They just had to let it wear off.
They had to let it wear off,
Hit the sunset.
And I remember as a kid, man, if you had one of those banana clips for your 1022, you know what I mean? It was like, shh, don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
But it was like gold, too.
Yeah, it's like, you want to see my dad's 1022 mag? Not the gun. Who cares about the gun? But look at this.
Look at this
banana
mag.
clip.
The only way you could get a high cap mag is if you got like authorization from the county sheriff or
right,
and then you'd have to be pretty much law enforcement to get one.
How crazy is that? I think about it with I said I'm competition shooting,
right?
And I met some guys down in for our state competition, and they came from Canada. And he's like,
they were going nuts, weren't they?
And they come down, and he shoots a division that's open. So open is like whatever, you have 30 rounds in your gun, not a big deal. You know what I mean? That's what you do.
Right.
I mean, it's the race car of divisions
Sure.
for USPSA. And the first round, the first match that he shot, I was standing there watching him. He goes running up and he shoots 10 rounds, goes for a reload, goes and shoots again and shoots 10 rounds and goes for a reload. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Afterwards, he's like, I have a hard time remembering in America.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to reload. I have 20 more rounds because he's so used to in Canada, only 10 rounds and only this and that. And
So does he come down here and buy magazines to use here and then get rid of them before he takes them back up there?
I think what he said was
How
like,
crazy are they up there?
his mag, when he pulls into the States, you know what I mean? You can take the mag apart, pull the block, the pin, everything out, and then he can put the new follower in, the new spring, and run it as a 30 round. You know what I mean?
gotcha.
But it has to be blocked and pinned.
Yeah.
And he said it's crazy. You know what I mean?
That's
And
insane.
he shoots USPSA up there in Canada, but he's like, it's nothing like it is here. You know?
Where it's probably a lot more fun here.
He's like, if you go shoot, you go to a club. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You have to have a license to shoot. You go to a club. all
Very
that kind of-
regulated.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
Here we just go in the backyard.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Or I got a range at
You
the
got a
other.
target right there. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like,
And I've got a little range dugout on the other
Yeah.
side of the building here.
yeah.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't want it to get to there. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't.
I won't say it's coming, but I see it coming in a lot of other Actually, I look at Idaho and I see what's happening up in Boise, and
Oh,
if
yeah.
we
It's
don't,
scary, yeah.
if we don't freaking pay attention, it's going to be knocking on our door. It is
yeah.
kind of knocking
It
on our
is.
door.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it'll be here before we know it. All we got to do is, and as much as everyone likes Trump, and I'm not against Trump by any means, but he got in as president, and everyone just kind of like, oh, finally relief, and then everyone they quit paying
They quit paying
attention.
attention.
Yep.
They quit fighting.
And it won't last forever.
No, it
I
won't
mean,
last forever.
It won't. No.
In fact, I wouldn't go down that road. I'm not sure if I even see him doing another term, but
Right.
I don't think he's making a lot of people super happy. But
That's a whole nother story.
that's a whole that's a whole nother story. So,
Right.
other than that, that's got to be most of our. Do you have any other stories over there?
I think you kind of just touched on each.
Yeah, I just figured that's all we would do today. So, well, we like to end the show with parting thoughts. We will start with you, Mr. Mark.
Oh, I knew you were going to do that. I wasn't ready for
It can be
that.
something good or it can be something stupid. It's whatever.
I wish the weather would get better. So, and I'm not making an excuse, but it's a lot easier to shoot when it's not cold outside.
Okay, there you go. What about you?
My parting thought is, if you are interested in shooting competition shooting, the Magic Valley Practical Shooters Association at the Drone Gun and Rod Club is a great place. And man, everybody out there is super nice. If you don't have the certain kind of gun or whatever, they work you through it, help you out. I mean, and it is a fun. I mean, you know how you love to shoot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, think of that with way faster pace and moving targets. And
Oh, Norm. Like I talked to Norm.
Oh,
Norm absolutely loves
Norm
it.
sunk his teeth into it and just loved it. And it's an amazing sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is fun.
Sweet.
So come out and join us. There's a classifier tomorrow.
What time?
I think they start at 9 in the winter.
What does it cost someone to do it? Do they have to join a club? To
You don't
try
have
it
to join
out?
the club, and I believe on a normal day where the classifiers are tomorrow, and that's for USPSA actually
Right.
getting ranked and stuff like that. But I think a normal match, your first time's free.
Okay.
If you come out, either to watch or to shoot, it's free. And then to non-members, it's 15, and then members is 10.
How old? How old do you have to be?
If you can shoot, you can shoot.
But you gotta be really safe, right?
You have to be really safe. The biggest thing is kind of like I was showing you the gun belt. They want you to have a sturdy belt,
Sure.
mag pouches, real mag pouches. You know what I mean? There's guys that come out with like cloth stuff, which is fine. But
Uncle Mike's.
they want you have to have, and there's rules for USPSA. You have to have a good holster. I don't think you can have leg holsters
Right.
unless you're military or police. I think is a division. But you know what I mean? You have to have nice mag pouches.
Right.
Gun. 3 mags usually is what they really recommend. But man, I started doing it a couple years ago, and it's truly fun.
So you like to compete, and this would be a little different than what you're doing, but you should go back a few episodes in our podcast because I know you're going to go listen to them all now.
All of them tonight.
Wow, you don't got a life. Check out the one run and gun, the Tiger, and it's this big run and gun they put on. They're going to put on, what they do put on now. It's over in Kentucky, and it's like a or like a 10K.
Yeah.
And you got to pack your rifle and your handgun and all your rounds and go through obstacles and shoot.
Oh, that sounds like 3-gun.
Yeah, well, it's their version of 3-gun.
Yeah,
Right.
there's only 2 guns though. I think it's pistol and rifle.
I've got some friends that went down to Hard as Hell, is what they call it. You know what I mean? And I've watched some of their videos, and oh man, it is crazy.
There's a
Crazy.
cave.
In this
And
one,
that's like the most interesting
you
thing
got
to
to
me
put
is
in
like,
put on a gas mask and go into this cave.
Oh,
and
that's
you're
there's a
shooting targets
cave
with
that
a
you
light.
shoot. Yeah.
We do night shoots too.
Yeah, I know.
That's-
Norm tells me all about it.
Dude, there is something about night shoots. You know what I mean? That it's like if you have your glow stick tied on your front and the back, so everybody knows where you're at, and everybody has flashlights on, and then they say shooter ready. Click.
Shooting lasers?
Yeah, you can do lasers or light. We had a guy come out. I've got a friend that does night vision and twin, and he came out with just his rig, no lights, nothing. And oh man,
Oh, that's cool.
I tell you what, to see, you don't think about the movies, when the guys go through and do all the shooting,
Right.
the military guys, you don't realize until you see it how scary
Night vision looks.
night vision looks when all you see is a gun flash. You know what I mean? That you just bang bang because everybody's flashlights are off. You don't see, it's completely dark. He turns his light off and just bang 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 going through that course shooting stuff, and you're just like, oh yeah, that would be pretty scary.
Pretty intense.
I kind of see having you back and him over for a podcast, and then we're gonna have to go play.
Right? Yeah. Oh no, it'd be fun.
That would be awesome. So, well, first of all, I want to say thanks for joining us.
No,
I
pleasure.
appreciate it. It's
Yeah.
kind of I don't even know what episode we're on anymore. Pretty new podcast, so we're having guests and people on is kind of a new thing for us. It was fun. We enjoyed it. My parting thoughts are: if you can't carry a gun, don't forget your hockey puck.
There you go.
And we will reconvene next weekend.
Sounds good.